AT&T's network disaster recovery team was in Toronto recently, simulating the recovery process if its Toronto 2 data center was knocked out. Justin Williams explains.
So what we've got here is a set of mobile assets, recovery assets. So they are fully air shippable and mobile, and they're packed full of the same kind of technology that we have in our standard central office or POP sites. So what we're doing here is a full simulation and exercise or drill on the recovery of our Toronto 2 site. So we bring the equipment to site, configured as the lost site, connect it all together and start passing traffic between the trailers to run the simulation of that recovery. Beneath all of that, we'll run all our sub-process in terms of our logistics, in terms of our shipping. Everything you see here on site has a ATA Carne agreement wrapped around it, so we can pass through boards without incurring tax and duty. So we'll test that process and those theories as well. We'll do all our instant command, we'll do our satellite hookups. So we'll run a whole bunch of sub-process underneath, but the core of the drill that we're running this week is the recovery of our Toronto 2 site.
Okay. And Toronto 2 is one of the largest, one of your largest sites outside the US?
Yeah, in fact, it's partners up with Toronto 1, and Toronto 1, outside of London and Hong Kong, is our largest global site, and that's one of 155 sites in 55 countries. So Network Disaster Recovery as an organisation has been around since 1991. To date in the program, we've put together some $600 million worth of investment in our mobile recovery assets. So we are in multiple warehouses around the globe. We're strategically placed to hit our markets. I mentioned about the 155 sites in 55 countries, so we're placed to be able to reach those easily. We have a large program that covers our warehousing, that covers logistics, that covers finance, our planning. We have a large staff now in terms of a cause and volunteers. So the program has grown and grown since 1991. Personally, we deployed down to Chile after the large earthquake and tsunami that hit Concepcion and Santiago. We've been down to Rome. We've taken some containers over to the Far East and multiple deployments in support of hurricanes, things like Katrina and Ike, and of course we deployed during 9/11.
So what does each of the vehicles do?
So they all form a specific function within the recovery architecture that we're doing here this week. So Trailer 93 has got devices, the Cisco MGX 8850, so they're doing frame relay and ATM at layer 2. We have Trailer 131, which is forming the core of our recovery here. So again, that's got frame relay and ATM at layer 2, but also we've got IP at layer 3, and that's forming the hub of our interconnectivity for the site here. And Flatbed Trailer 386 has got 2 flyaway containers with technologies. One has got our layer 1 equipment in there, our Sienna core integrators and our Cisco MSPs, and the other container has 4 GSRs, the 12416 models, which form the high-speed packet switching at the core of layer 3.
Okay, so walk me through a typical deployment. I know there's no such thing as a typical deployment, but there must be some kind of standardized processes.
No, absolutely. I mean, it starts with our Global Network Operations Center monitoring the globe for all kinds of events that are going on, whether it be hurricanes or earthquakes. So we're getting earthquake notifications and notifications of tracks of hurricanes and things. So as soon as we see something happen, we start to configure our equipment that matches the lost site. So we'll pull configurations from database and reconfigure the physical equipment to match. We'll then notify our partners in shipping and logistics to get that process underway to be able to move this equipment around the world. We'll then get our staff in place, how we're going to staff it, make sure we've got the right mix of skills in terms of first aid as well and fire wardens. Then we'll kick off our recovery design, how we're going to get this to interact, and that includes connectivity. And the last thing is our warehousing staff will start to look over all the trailers and actually start to lock them down and get them ready to get them out of the warehouse. And all those processes, those 5 processes, will run simultaneously.
For ComputerWorld Canada, I'm Dave Webb.